Hey Gemini, this is your March 2023 tarot forecast. We're going to be doing the Celtic cross spread. You would think Mercury was retrograde, by the way I've been stumbling on my words. We're going to be doing the Celtic cross spread. I do it a little differently. Speaking of differently, I like it like this. I like it like that. Okay, let's get going here because we have a lot to do. Lots to talk about. Oh, very nice. Okay. Ooh. Yes. Excellent. Ooh, even better. Oh my God, there you are. Okay. So, I'm going to take my hat off because it's scalding hot in here for some reason. All right, Gemini, here we go. Let me just get a sip of coffee. There is some sort of discernment you're doing now. There's some choosing, deciding what stays and what leaves. This could be stuff from your childhood. This could be memories or things from the past. That you've collected over time. There's maybe a collecting. There's like this could be something you've been collecting since you were a child, and you just like, okay, I think it's time to make a change in that regard, or what's going, what's staying. This is also somebody who's being discerning about who they share their intimacy with, their physical experiences with. It's a woman who's been through something in her life, or many things in her life. She's kind of like been weathered by life's hardships, and she's learned quite a bit, so she's very wise. But she may also have had a troubling childhood, so there is some sort of an editorial of past, or you're editing something about your life, and it could have to do with something that stems back from childhood, or there's some sort of there's a lot of stuff here, or it was a difficult. You're thinking it's been kind of a challenge, so you might be clearing out like your family's house if they've moved into if they're older and they're moving out to assisted living or something. You may have returned home as well. You might have moved home for a stint in order to do this, or there's a sharing of intimate or emotional moments, childhood memories. The memories are what's helping you. The good memories are what's helping you get through. You also might be like remembering a time when you were younger and you won some sort of competition or something, and you might have like a trophy or some kind of something that physically you is a representation of that, and it brings back memories every time you see it or you hold it or something. Accomplishments of the past, people cheering for you, welcoming you home. This could have been some kind of little league soccer, little league dance or dancing, like ballerina stuff. She's an air sign, so she's very, considered very graceful. So this could have been that kind of thing. There's also looking at photos from this past time, seeing what your accomplishments from the past, and seeing like, okay, so what am I going to do with these, or what am I going to do next, or what you're unaware of is that there's some sort of father figure in your life that has actually been kind of a pivotal part of who you've become, even if they've not been in your life, or you haven't seen them, or you haven't met them, you don't know them. They've somehow left something behind for you, whether that was them leaving you when you were young and you becoming such a strong person because of that, or there's something there about them getting older, and maybe you're thinking that it's been all difficult, but then you look back, or you stumble on something nostalgic, some memorabilia of some kind, and you remember some silly things that make you feel good, make you feel like you've been places, like you've done things, like you've accomplished a lot. Maybe you in the past you had like this really big, like super huge accomplishment or attainment that people noticed you for, and now you're looking back and you're thinking, took a lot to get here, took a lot of fails to get here, to that moment, and you're looking for maybe something else to do or to build, new resources, new things to build upon or create, be known for. Somebody who embodies, like, he's a jack of all trades. He's an older man in your life, an authority figure probably. You may not even know him personally, but he may have influenced you in some regard. Maybe a mentor online, or a mentor in the family as well. He's the head of the family. But there's something you're unaware of with him. Maybe he's having a harder time now, and you're not really, or you don't see him very often anymore, but you have these memories, these photos or something, and you're thinking about him. Your advice is to make your money work for you. To be present with your material possessions, to know your value and be able to see the value in others, even when it's probably like maybe they weren't like the most prominent person in your life, or the most well respected by you person in your life. Everyone has a time and a season in our lives for a reason, right? So value the lessons you've learned, maybe the hard times that have gotten you to this abundance that you're now making financial plans, you're starting new things. But kind of look back on the past and remember the accomplishment that you made, or all the accomplishments that you got accolades for. You know, it's hard when you do something that you find so, or other people find so amazing, and then there's almost a pressure to keep that level of output, you know? And sometimes it can feel really horrible if you sit in the past for too long, because then you're like, well, what about now? You look at your life now and you're like, well, that glow is gone, or so it's reminding yourself that you can do it, but also knowing like the present moment is where the magic is, and waiting around may not be, for things to be the same way they were, may not be the right way to do it. Use it as fuel to get you going in the now. This is also entrepreneurship. So you are maybe becoming an authority in your field, but like, there, you know how there's accomplished people who are authority, and then there's the people that teach other people because they've done it and they've retired from actually doing it, but they like to teach other people how to do it because they're like paying it forward. This is a paying it forward of sharing your skills, sharing something, that a gift that will forever continue to grow and blossom in the world. So you might be sharing your expertise in something, or you might be teaching younger people how to do something that you may have gotten a little bit older, and maybe it's a physical thing like dancing, for example, and you might not be able to do it professionally anymore, or be considered of the age group, even though that's horrible to say. I don't agree with that, but you might be teaching other younger people how to do this, and that's what's kind of letting your legacy kind of live on. You'll be forever remembered for what you did and how you taught other people how to do it. Sharing your gifts with other people. There's also deciding or editing. So it's like, yeah, like, okay, you're doing good here, but no, this isn't working, or something with that. And this could be a business that people might look, you might not realize how much people look up to you in regards to this. But you're, it seems like you're looking for more material abundance or more security. And it's asking you to be in charge of your finances in a way where you know your value and your worth. So maybe charging a little more for what you do. Maybe you do it for free, and maybe it's time to start teaching other people, having classes or courses, and having people sign up for a tuition, a fee. Because you have goals that you're wanting to achieve in the future. Maybe also you could be becoming a father or a mother at this time, and you're unaware. You might have been unaware of that fact. And maybe in the past your career was super successful and you got a lot of acknowledgement for it. But now that the time has come for you to be a parent and share your time and emotions and energy with someone else that needs it, your priorities are changing. So maybe needing to take a step back from being in the driver's seat and teach instead. Make your own hours, be your own boss. People look up to you, they want to learn from you. They see you as the master of something. Others are seeing you as very successful in this. Anything to do with children and creativity, super successful. Other people's children. This could have to do with teaching them horseback riding. This could have to do with, dance or theater or anything where that's creative, where you teach children or your children are involved. So you might have children now and you're teaching them you're instructing them on how to do what you've done for a living in the past or that you've been acclaimed for in the past. What you're hoping for is that you'll have all of the tools in order to manifest your desires, your will, bring forth what you will to be in this life. This is also other people are expressing their happiness and joy from what you do. Other people see you as happy. Yeah, I think you might be afraid that you don't have what it takes in some regards, but you're hoping that you do. And it seems like with the Magician in the upright, you will have the resources, the inner resources and the external ones to manifest and make everything come together and work together in harmony with what you want. You'll be able to put your power into a situation and co-create with the universe in this moment. You're unsure it's the right time for something, so you're really analyzing what's led up to this point, what if you have enough. Like I said with the Magician, Seven of Pentacles is in the future. You're seeing what you've collected, like what you've attained, what you've gained, what you've accomplished. And the Page of Cups is a very romantic, kind of innocent person, young person. So this is an offer of friendship, an offer, someone who comes in with with emotions towards something. They may not be completely in control of their feelings. They might be a little bit emotional or not always regulated. But there seems to be somebody wanting to offer you something for what you've got, or there's somebody willing to pay. There's somebody willing to do something nice or to barter. And I see sliding scale here. So if there's anybody that you're working with that doesn't have a lot of money, it's okay to gift them, the the charity that they need. I don't have the Six of Pentacles here, but I have the Five. And the Five of Pentacles is that there's no help, right? They feel like they can't, they're just going to have to weather this really awful time and there'll be no help at all. But there's a church in the background, and that's pretty much saying that they could go in the church if they just turned around and, you know, put their hand over their face to get the snow out of their eyes so that they can see that. There's a warm place for them. So maybe this is underprivileged. I hate that word, underprivileged. Ooh, underdog. The underdogs. You're helping the underdogs. They may have disabilities as well, because the Five of Pentacles has somebody who has crutches. They may have struggled or struggle with some aspect of life other than just financially. That might be the reason why that they're having a hard time. So you offer some sort of resource to other people, some sort of material thing that they can either hold in their hands, or that a skill that they can build off, better their life with, or bring them health or joy or whatever. Now, this could be some kind of competition of some sorts. There's like the sparring of the Five of Wands here. So conflict, challenge, it could be a competition of some kind. 2 fives. It's a heavier energy, right? 5 and 5 is 10. 1 is a new beginning. So this, whatever this is, it allows somebody to achieve a new beginning of some kind. Or it gives them a new outlook on life. The Page of Cups can be a musician. He can be a dancer. He can be an actor. He's very empathic, but maybe unable to control how much or how little he feels in terms of other people. So he's very sensitive to the world around him. It's a place where people can make friends. Maybe this is something that you run. Whatever this is talking about, waiting for some sort of debating whether it's the right time for something, whether it's a good time for a harvest. And then this friendly character, romantic character. Seems like there's a battle out. There's competition. There's some kind of struggle or struggling financially, but then like an opportunity to prove yourself. I feel like that's what it is. This is also feeling alone and then kind of like a support group type situation, like walking into a band of misfits. So maybe these people or kids are misfits, and it's a very interesting very kind of sweet reading. What are the majors? The majors, I got the Sun, I got the Magician. Creative. It's like ego, or the positive side of ego. It's bringing things to light. It's shining a light down on any aspect of your life. So some other people could be seeing you for the first time, like seeing you in a new light for the first time, or you're seeing someone else in a new light for the first time. It's also the Sun and the Magician are just creating from a place of pure life force energy. It's a manifestation of a high caliber, right? It's manifesting life as well. So this could also talk about children, because I have the Page of Cups right above it, and I have this child card here, card children there. Because this kid came along, you might have been trying to save up or get some work stuff going, and now the kid's here. If you were having a baby, and now you feel like, dang, I have to start all over again in a different kind of competitive market. I think that there's a way that you can probably teach any skills or things to other children. Like, this is a way to actively work with your kids and teach them things, and then also have a business. And so there's something about that. Editing photos of the past as well comes up. Photography. You might not know that an authority is watching you as well, seeing your progress with something. You're thinking that, there's like an end in sight. You're really like I hope it's over soon. You're really nearing the final. You're running over that finish line soon, whatever you're trying to do. Don't give up, because you're so close. You may feel like you have to start all over again in some way, or start all over with the halfway mark. Don't feel too discouraged. There's major success here. People see you as successful. Like, I think you're seeing yourself as less than what you are. You might have been estranged from your family at some point because of arguments, or estranged from if you have older children, a child, because there's been like some kind of distance, no communication, a lack of communication. Seems like there was some arguing there, but I don't see this ending being too I'm going to get some clarity on it, because I just want to. Can I have clarity on the Five of Wands and the Five of Well, we'll just stick to the Five of Wands for now. It's just the Five of Wands. for Gemini. And okay, so back to, remember I said the Six of Pentacles when I was saying that there may be sliding scale. There's something competitive, looking for some government assistance, looking for some sort of payment, you know. There's a competitive market and there could be some finances there. Also, you have stuff that you might be going through at home. You may want to donate that to underprivileged children somehow. Donate your stuff. There's people that need it. There's people that want it. Giving back. Let me get clarity on the what they're unaware of. The Emperor, please. Emperor. The Emperor. The Emperor's New Groove. That was a cute movie. The Ten of Wands again. You're thinking about an older person in your life that's been struggling. Getting to the finality of things, their journey here. I got the Knight of Cups, so this is some awards or some kind of something that makes you, that's made you happy in the past, and maybe you're like, well, I don't really use any of this anymore. Or they're going to give it to you, the older person that's getting older in their life. And super successful. We have the Nine of Cups, we have the Sun, and we have the Six of Wands. And the Magician. It's like you're the Magician, right? That's your card. The Lovers is your card too, but I always think of Gemini when I look at the Magician. Gemini and Virgo. Alright, so that's underneath the Sun again. I don't even need to say anymore. I'm just going to go through the houses in astrology now, okay? So, first house. You will be doing something to yourself. You will be editing something. You might cut all your hair off. And you're like, you'll be getting a haircut. Is what I mean. You might cut it all off. I don't know. You might be going to a look that you did in the past as well. That a lot of people liked. You got a lot of attention for. You might be saying to yourself, I am going to lose some weight. And so you'll be editing yourself. You'll be saying, okay, I'm going to lose 15 pounds, and that's what I'm going to do. You might be criticizing yourself, though, more, so be careful. Don't beat yourself up. You might be looking to maybe thinking about doing some work on yourself if some of you are into that sort of thing. I feel like you'll be smelling something that brings you a memory from the past. Your senses will bring you back to the past in some kind of way. Your values from the past, also what you were brought up with in childhood, you may be taking or leaving those behind. It's a time of editing. your parents might have been really it's another thing that's coming through, sorry. Your parents might have been really stern with you, but overall you had a pretty happy childhood, and one of your siblings might have been like really good with you when you were little, or you had a little sibling and you were really good with them. All right, so then we are on the second house, the third house. Seems like there's a lot of work around your neighborhood that you'll be doing. Might be picking up garbage. You might be doing some kind of community service thing, or might be building Habitat for Humanity around your neighborhood. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe you're building a swing set for somebody in your neighborhood, one of your neighbors' kids, cousins' kids. Putting up a fence for somebody in the neighborhood. You got a lot on your mind at this time. Might be feeling a little overburdened. Take it easy. An older man in the family might need your help with something because he can't physically do it, so you might be putting up a fence for him, or that might be what's happening. This is also somebody in your family, so an older a grandparent, a father, an older uncle. Maybe it's yard work for them, something like that. They used to do a lot, but they can't anymore. So, but you remember a time when they could, or they remember a time when they could. It's like a gift to them. It's I believe it's well received. You're being seen as somebody that everybody wants in terms of sexual appeal. There's something you created or do that might have to do with sexuality, or some sort of revered as being top of your game in some sort of creative pursuit, or having to do with desire, or even young people may look up to you, or see you as somebody who is successful. Is okay. Sixth house. You might start a financial planning kind of routine. Whether it's like what's that program called? Spreadsheet stuff. An in and output type situation. You may get more back on your, I don't want to say taxes, but I do. Something might come back to you that's you're very, very happy about. You feel very smug about. You're like, ooh. Something you waited for a while. Could be like a dream come true in the near future. Also with work, you might have been waiting to hear back from some kind of employment, and you get you apply to a bunch of jobs, but there's one you really wanted. You might get that one you really wanted. You might get the offer to come work for them. You'll be really happy about that. Sit still, look pretty. That's what I'm hearing. There is a businessman that you might be partnering up with. This could be a boss. This could be a business partner. This is somebody who's well established in what they do, that has a good reputation. They're honorable. They follow through. They might have darker skin than you. Whether that be a tan or their origin, where they come from. There is some success in shared finances. So if you're looking for a loan, you might find one that's got a good annual interest rate or whatever. I'm not really into that stuff, but yeah. If there's anything, you might be taking a loan out to do a creative project of some kind, like a big one, or to finance some kind of creative project, creative business. Or looking for the resources in order to do something, and you are successful in finding something or finding the right place to go in order to get what you need. Any kind of mysteries will be revealed at this time. Any underlying power trips, any kind of taboo stuff will come to light. So, just so you know. Here you are, Gemini, the magician. You want to get the hell out of town. You're like really want to manifest some kind of trip abroad or go on vacation somewhere. I see you with a cocktail in your hand or margarita, and there's ocean and there's a sun, and you really want to get out of town. You want to get warm weather here. You might be manifesting some kind of journey. And this is also a very spiritual house, and the magician is a very spiritual person, right? He's the ritual guy. He's the one who has the power. He knows how to take the elements and alchemize them into manifesting his desires. So if you work in the occult, you might be going to visit a shaman or doing some kind of shamanic journeying. This is more ceremonial magic, so this would be like a rite. This is a manifestation of abundance, looking for the money to go places. Your career seems like you're working with younger people. You might be teaching younger people. You might meet someone younger at work who, I mean, slightly younger at work that wants to share their affection with you, whether that be through more of a romantic thing or maybe more of just an emotional bond of friendship. There's something artistic about this. You might be teaching somebody an artistic skill. One of your friends is going to have some kind of injury, or you're going to hear about them having a hard time financially, or that things have been rough and there was a struggle of some kind. Maybe they've felt left out of your life, and you're going to be realizing this, or there's going to be some warming up or healing, or something is going to be exposed about this, and you're going to have the opportunity to offer support, emotional support to this person, and maybe give them some money if you have it, sharing, being generous. Putting up boundaries spiritually at this time will be important for you. So really kind of discernment comes into play again. You might only have like some money to do something for one kid and not the other. So you got to figure out something that's fair. The Queen of Swords is very fair. But you're giving more to who needs it. You're figuring out who needs what emotionally, materially, and you're figuring out how to fulfill those needs. It's a very spiritual thing for you this coming month period. All right, Gemini. Awesome reading. Very nice, very warm and tingly kind of reading. Have a great rest of your March, and I'll see you in April. See ya.